Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Oh,
Today we're talking footwear.
footwear.
You got it. Specifically,
You need ready for a butter.
oh yeah, big time, for a Footwear Factory Warehouse Operator interview.
That's right.
We've got some awesome guys here from RoleCatcher. One's a career guide,
Yes.
one's an interview guide,
Yeah.
packed with info and sample questions. Let's get you prepped.
Sounds good. And, this isn't your grandpa's warehouse job.
Okay, I like where this is going.
This industry is using some serious tech these days. Automation, robotics, the whole 9 yards. So understanding that side of things, that's going to give you a real edge.
Huge edge. So first things first, for anyone who doesn't live and breathe footwear, paint us a picture. What does a Footwear Factory Warehouse Operator actually do?
You are the vital link between those raw materials coming in and the shoes hitting the shelves. Managing inventory, making sure everything flows smoothly to the production lines. Think of it like
Like what?
you're the conductor of the footwear orchestra.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But this orchestra's got some high-tech instruments.
Exactly. We're talking automation, robotics, super sophisticated inventory systems. If you can showcase experience with any of that in your interview, you'll be ahead of the game.
Yeah, music to a hiring manager's ears.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's say you're in the hot seat, heart's pounding, and they hit you with, what experience do you have working in a warehouse?
What if you haven't worked in footwear specifically?
Doesn't have to be footwear. Have you managed inventory anywhere, operated machinery, even stocking shelves at a retail store? That shows you understand how goods flow. It's about those transferable skills.
So connect those dots for them. Now, what if they follow up with, what about that experience makes you a good fit T for this particular role?
Now you tie back to shoes. Was your previous role super detail-oriented? Did you handle fragile items, footwear production? That's a lot of small components, a lot of precision.
Makes sense. Shoes aren't just widgets. All right, question 2. How do you ensure accuracy in inventory management? What's the hiring manager really after here? Attention to detail. They want to know you're on top of those procedures. So mention if you've used barcode scanners, warehouse management systems, anything like that. But also talk about your personal process, double-checking counts, verifying, anything that shows you're meticulous.
So it's not just about the tech, it's the mindset. Now, question 3 takes a turn. Can you describe a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a coworker? We all know teamwork is important, but what are they listening for here?
They're looking for how you handle those tricky situations. Do you stay calm? Focus on solutions. Show them you're a diplomat, not afraid of a little conflict. You can find common ground.
Because a warehouse, things can get heated, right? Speaking of which, question 4, how do you prioritize tasks in a fast-paced environment? Time to show off those organizational skills.
You got it. And this is where you walk them through your system. Maybe it's a detailed to-do list. Color-coded system. Whatever works for you. Lay it out clear. Bonus points if you've got a story of time you juggled a bunch of tasks and crush it.
Love it. Time for a little bragging rights, yeah? Question 5. Can you describe a time when you went above and beyond in your job duties? Now's your chance to shine, listener.
This is where you show them you take initiative. Did you step up for a tough project, help a teammate out of a jam, maybe even found a way to improve a whole process? Show them that go-getter spirit.
Mental note, start collecting those above and beyond stories. Every job has its serious side, though, and safety crucial in a warehouse. Question 6. How do you ensure safety in the workplace? What's the key message here?
This one, it's about showing you're responsible. You know those protocols like the back of your hand and you're proactive about safety? Any specific training, regulations you're familiar with, let them know. Talk about how you approach spotting potential hazards.
Show them you're not just a hard worker, but a safe worker. Okay, let's talk adaptability. Question 7 is, can you describe a time when you had to adapt to a new process or system? Warehouses are always changing things up. How do you show you're ready for that?
Think of a time you had to learn something new, fast. New software, change in procedure. How'd you get up to speed? Did you even make it better once you learned it? They want to see that quick learner attitude.
Not just surviving change, but owning it. Back to the shoes themselves. Question 8. How do you ensure quality control in the production of footwear? This is high-value stuff, so what are they looking for?
They want to hear about your understanding of quality standards. And that meticulousness again. Tell them about your experience with inspection procedures, any specific training you have in quality control. How do you personally make sure those shoes meet the highest standards?
It's not just moving boxes, it's making sure those boxes have top-notch product. Okay, time to test those leadership skills. How do you motivate and lead a team to meet production goals? This can be tricky even if you haven't had an official leadership title.
Think back to times you've influenced others, group projects, even just being that reliable teammate everyone can count on. Describe your communication style, how you approach delegating tasks, and any time you've helped a team achieve a shared goal.
So, it's about showing you can step up and inspire, even without the fancy title. Last but not least, question 10 gets right down to business. How do you ensure efficient use of resources in the warehouse? Waste not, want not, right?
You got it. It's about being resourceful, understanding cost effectiveness. Did you find a way to optimize inventory levels, reduce waste, streamline a process, share those success stories?
This is awesome stuff. We just went through 10, count them, 10 crucial interview questions. It makes you wonder, is there a tool out there that can help you tailor these answers to each specific job description you're targeting?
Funny you should ask, because that's exactly where RoleCatcher's AI comes in.
Oh, really now? Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Well, hold that thought. We're going to dive into all that right after this.
Sounds good. Welcome back. So we just tackled those 10 interview questions, but that's not all there is to it, right?
Right. Like you were saying before, footwear is booming and tech is changing the game.
Yeah.
How does someone set themselves up for success in this field long term?
Well, the RoleCatcher Career Guide, it really digs into that. One thing they emphasize continuous learning. 3D printing, robotics, it's all becoming more common in footwear manufacturing. Staying ahead of the curve, that's key.
So it's not just what you know today, it's about being ready for tomorrow. What kind of learning should our listeners be looking at?
Oh, there's tons out there. Online courses, workshops, even certifications, warehouse automation, inventory management systems like WMS, supply chain logistics. Imagine walking into that interview talking about how you're already upskilling in these areas. Shows you're serious.
Serious about footwear, yeah. That would definitely make an impression. Now, something else, the career guide mentions creating a portfolio. That's not something you usually hear about for warehouse roles.
It's a fantastic way to show off those problem-solving skills, that initiative. Think about any projects you've led, processes you've improved, even times you spotted a potential issue and fixed it.
So it's not just listing tasks. It's about the impact you made. What kind of things would go in a warehouse operator's portfolio?
It could be anything. Maybe you reorganized a storage area and made things way more efficient. Implemented a new system for tracking inventory, cut down on errors. Think visually too. Before and after photos, flowcharts, even hard data showing those improvements.
Wow, that's a whole other level. I can see how a portfolio would really make a candidate stand out. Beyond the technical stuff, the career guide also talks about networking. How does a warehouse operator network, specifically in footwear?
It's all about connections. Joining professional associations, anything related to footwear manufacturing, warehousing, that's a great start. Then there's industry events, trade shows, conferences, workshops. You get to meet people face to face.
And of course, got to mention LinkedIn. Building that online presence, connecting with people in the industry, it's huge these days.
Absolutely. Share relevant articles, get involved in discussions, let everyone see how passionate you are about footwear and warehouse operations.
Passion, yeah. This is all fantastic stuff. We covered so much acing the interview, building your career long term. Before we wrap up, though, remember what we were talking about before the break?
You mean RoleCatcher's AI and how it can help you really nail those interview answers.
You read my mind. I think our listeners are ready to hear about this secret weapon.
So picture this. You upload your resume and the job description for that Footwear Factory Warehouse Operator role, right, to RoleCatcher. Their AI goes to work, analyzes both, and tells you, are there any skills gaps, areas you could strengthen?
Okay, that's already super helpful. But what about specifically for the interview itself?
It gets even better. RoleCatcher has this AI-powered interview practice feature. You record video responses to common interview questions, and the AI analyzes everything. How you're speaking, what you're saying, the whole 9 yards.
So it's like having your own personal interview coach, 24/7, giving you feedback. No more awkward practice sessions with friends or family.
Exactly. And you can practice as many times as you need, get instant feedback, refine those answers until you're feeling confident and ready to crush it.
That's incredible. Saves you a ton of time and stress, I bet.
Absolutely. But remember, AI is a tool, not a magic solution. It helps you prepare, practice, but where you bring the personality, the enthusiasm, that passion for footwear.
Couldn't said it better myself.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up part 2, here's the takeaway for our listeners. RoleCatcher's AI, it can be a game changer, helping you fine-tune that resume and practice those interview skills.
And don't forget the big picture. Continuous learning, building a portfolio, networking. Those are essential for long-term success in the footwear industry.
Absolutely. Now, before we say goodbye, one final thought to leave you with. We'll be right back after a quick break to share it. All right, we're back, and as we've been talking about all this prep, it's hit me, this Footwear Factory Warehouse Operator role. It's kind of a hidden gem, isn't it?
It really is. People don't always realize how much goes into getting those shoes they love onto their feet.
Exactly. And that brings us to our final thought for today. We've covered skills, experience, tech, even AI tools, but there's one ingredient that can make all the difference.
Let me guess, passion.
You got it. Think back to when you called the warehouse operator the conductor of the footwear orchestra. That really stuck with me. There's an art to this, even if it's not designing the shoes themselves.
I like that. It's about being part of something bigger. You're not just moving boxes. You're contributing to a process that people really care about.
And that excitement, that genuine interest in footwear, that's what shines through in an interview. So here's my advice. Before you walk in that door, take a moment to think about what excites you about this industry.
Maybe it's the innovation, the craftsmanship, the tech side of things, or hey, maybe you're just a shoe fanatic who loves being surrounded by footwear all day long.
Whatever it is, let that passion fuel your answers. Let those interviewers see that you're not just looking for a job, but you're looking to be part of something you believe in.
It makes a difference, That enthusiasm, it really shows.
So true. All right, to wrap things up, you've got the knowledge from RoleCatcher's guides, you've got the tips we've shared. Now tap into that passion. You're ready to rock this interview.
And don't forget, RoleCatcher's AI tools, they're there every step of the way, helping you fine-tune your approach.
So best of luck out there, you future footwear superstar. We're rooting for you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep that passion burning bright.